everyone, and welcome to Max Sports Network. This is Scott Kerker along with Randy McGold. Randy, boy, it's a packed house here in East Peoria. It's as loud as any place we've been to all year, but we're used to these kind of games.
Oh, big time! What an environment! They did a back-to-back girls varsity, boys varsity game. Had the unified game in here, so this place is fired up. And this has been an anticipated matchup all year. We didn't really know where the Redbirds were going to fall, but now this game's going to factor big into the conference. Think about it.
Yeah, Metamora comes in at 12-4. East Peoria comes in only at 8-2. They didn't play a holiday tournament. So Metamora might have a slight advantage in that in playing big games. I think Metamora's used to this year. We're young, but we can't really use that excuse anymore. Coach Dame talked about that in his coach's show the other night. We can't talk about that anymore. They're not freshmen, they're not sophomores, and they're not juniors. They're experienced varsity players.
We're lightly seasoned, Scott. You know what I mean? You got sophomores, juniors. We're to that lightly seasoned point where we're through Christmas. We got the Jack Tosh played in kind of a similar stage to this. So you're absolutely right. I mean, this team's ready to go.
Why don't we take a timeout? When we come back, we'll talk to the Redbird head coach. Welcome back to East Peoria. We're here with Metamora head coach Justin. Coach, big atmosphere, big game.
Yeah, it is. Last couple of years we played here, it's been really good crowds. It's an exciting atmosphere for the guys.
For sure. You come in at 12-4 on the year, and your kids have been playing pretty good basketball.
Yeah, we've been playing pretty well lately. Starting to get away from the peaks and valleys that we saw earlier in the year, just striving for consistency every quarter.
East Peoria comes in. I think they dropped 2 games, big games. They're really high-quality teams in the area. What do you expect from East Peoria tonight?
I expect them to battle. Losing 2 games, like you said, they're going to be in desperation mode, probably come out hungry right off the bat. So we got to be ready. They got really aggressive players, so we got to be ready to guard.
The last, I'd say since before Christmas, I thought your players, some of your main players, have been playing basketball. They go up to Chicago.
Yeah.
They kind of belong. You said it in your show. We're not sophomores. We're not seniors anymore. As Randy said, we're likely seasoned players, and we can't have an excuse anymore.
Yep.
We got to go out and play.
At this point, these guys have all started. Besides Brady, they've all started 16 games now, and Brady started about 48 or something. So, we got some experience now that we didn't have at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, Coach, I mean, Illini commit here, Kit, how do you stop that guy?
He's got to make his shots tough. He's going to take a lot of really, really tough shots. All 3 of their main 3 guys, they shoot a lot. They're pretty aggressive. We just got to make all their shots contested. We're not going to shut anybody down, but we got to try to slow them down and make them work for everything. Just give them nothing easy.
Coach, good luck tonight. Bring home a W.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck, Coach.
Hey, before we leave, I got another guy we got to talk about. On-time maintenance man at Metamora High School passed away this past Wednesday. And we just want to talk about, he was a big-time Metamora sports fan. Came to a lot of games, drove the buses to a lot of games. And, another guy gone way too soon. And, rest in peace, Tommy. And just another really good Redbird gone too soon.
Absolutely, rest his soul.
We'll be back in just a few minutes. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about tonight's game. Well, welcome back to East Peoria. All right, you guys. Big game. Biggest game. I don't know. I mean, the Peoria Central was pretty big game for Metamora, but that was a non-conference game, and that was at our place. We have East Peoria here at home, their home. Big crowd. I got to believe this is kind of what we've been working for all year here to get into a situation like this.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I mean, you start looking at how we play in the first half. I don't think we're going to shoot real well in the first half. We're going to get kind of acclimated to them. But I'm excited to see what our press can do in an environment like this. When we start pushing the ball and speeding the game up, it'll be interesting to see how they react. Now, high-quality guards in this East Peoria program. So I don't know if it's going to have the impact that it's had at some of these other games, So that's, to me, the biggest thing is how's our press going to hold up against these guards of East Peoria.
Yeah, and it has the same feel about Morton. We go over to Morton. It's a highly anticipated game just like this one. Took 3 overtimes. nice tight gym. We got a little more space tonight. Hopefully we don't need 3 overtime.
that would be nice. That would save my heart rate a lot.
Yeah, I think I expect this game to be tight all the way to the end. I don't think anybody's going to run away with it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that Metamora's got to get out to. I don't think they have to get out to a blazing start like we did at Morton. I think we just have to get out to a good start. You know, let the adrenaline. They're at home. They're going to come out with frothy mouths and they're going to they're going to be as high as you can be for a basketball game. And you just got to weather that storm.
Yeah. Well, in East Peoria, coming off of 2 losses, they are hungry. I mean, they are hungry. This crowd is going to feed them. This team is hungry. Sometimes I feel like Metamora, we get the best game of everybody. Does it feel like that sometimes?
Oh, every time.
I think we're going to get one of the best games East Peoria is going to play all year. This being hungry off of 2 losses, 2 really tight, close games in this home crowd, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, we got to make sure we stay, match them punch for punch in the early going, We talked about it the other night, you can only really count on defense when you're on the road like this, in this kind of hostile environment. Got to look for that defense to kind of show up, and especially that first quarter, hold them under 20 points. This team likes to score. They shoot the 3 at a pretty high clip. Talking to some buddies, they shoot the 3 like nobody else. So we'll see.
The other thing I want to see is who's Kit guards.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting. Size-wise, he's 6'7". Brady Jones would be the natural size-wise, but he's really a 2 guard. When you think about it, right? So, great point.
And if he, I for whatever reason, I don't think he's going to come out and guard Brady Jones.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I think you probably, put maybe a wider body type guy, but yeah.
My prediction is he comes out and he guards Gavin Geyer. Now, Gavin Geyer's probably going to roam out by the 3-point line, and if Kit doesn't come out and guard him, hopefully Mr. Geyer is on tonight and he can hit a few threes. But if that's the case, Brady Jones is going to be wide open and he's going to have a big advantage underneath.
Yeah, Metamora is just such an interesting team because, you got Brady Jones. You think of him as our post guy, right? And Zach Bourne. But, hey, Zach Bourne didn't he hit 2 threes in the last game, I think?
Hit at least 1. I think he hit 1.
He might hit 2, yeah.
Did he hit 2?
Yeah, and then then obviously Brady. So these big guys could step out and hit. You got to guard them all over the floor. It's not your traditional type of team, and I know Coach loves to announce these guys all as guards. You know what I mean? He's still doing that. I haven't been paying attention, which is great. But they all have the guard skills to step out. So you're right. That just creates such a matchup issue when you start thinking about playing us man.
Yeah, and I don't think Kit's really had the defensive matchup of guarding a Guy or a Jones. Like, I don't know. I've seen some highlights of some of their game, and it's like, I don't know why he's guarding that guy. He should be guarding, player X instead of player Z, So I'm interested to see if he can kind of stand up, make a name for himself here on the defensive end.
He did not guard Phoenix Moy of Central.
Really? Yeah, to me that would be a natural matchup.
He guarded Caden Turner.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I have not seen East Peoria play. So I'm excited to see what these guys can do here because I'd say coming into the season, they were the front runners in the conference, right?
Well, a lot of people had them or Morton and then Metamora third. And, Coach Dame talked about this a little bit that, we came into the season with the target on our back. People said, all right, it's our year to pay back a little bit. And that hasn't been as easy as they thought it was going to be. So we got to keep that going tonight. We got to hit our threes. We got to take good shots, and we have to be strong with the basketball.
Oh, no question about it. I really think that we've got to find a way to get some turnovers and some easy buckets. You know what I mean? Some easy layups, things like that, because just the athleticism of East Peoria in the half court is going to be tough.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be. We need to realize that the three's not falling early in the game. Let's not keep going to that well. I like the 3 just as much as anybody, but if it's not falling, it's not falling. Got to get some better looks. You can't put yourself in a deficit. You have to claw your way back all game. We've been doing it pretty good all year, though. So I guess, but I don't know. You don't want to put yourself in a deficit against the two players, big caliber players of Kent and Du Bois.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, this is going to be you can tell that it's a big game. This place is packed.
Oh, man, yeah, there's not a seat in the house here. But you're right. I mean, when you get back to that three-point shooting, I mean, what do they say? Defense wins championships, right? I mean, that's the one constant we can rely on, is consistency there and our depth at guard. I don't know how deep this East Peoria team is at guard. I've heard that Kit and Du Bois make up a large percentage of their offense, of their scoring production. So, if you could slow one of those guys down a little bit, and keep him under his average, 5 to 10 points, that to me creates the opportunity here for the victory.
No, I ask you guys. They've got a really good guard in Cole Du Bois. Do we throw the press on and make him not handle the ball coming up and then press that guy that does, or do we sit back and just play man-to-man defense, half-court defense?
Yeah, I think we're going to start out in the half-court man and kind of see how it goes, then shift into that press.
If need be.
Exactly, as needed, which I anticipate us to need it, Stop here for the national anthem and player announcements.
Throughout this contest to players, coaches, and officials. Decisions under right from everyone from the gym.
So East Peoria is going to have a little bit of a size advantage. But we've had that all year long. We've had to withstand that all year.
Yeah, for sure. I got to do a little shout out to the student section of East Peoria over there. They got the little ESPN booth going on over there. So kind of a nice creative way to go. And
Good competitors. We have some competitors in the building tonight.
That's right. That's right. Eli, come on, buddy. You know, we're expecting you to roll something like that at Metamora. You know, good stuff.
So Kit will go against Brady Jones. Like I said before, I'm anxious to see who Kit guards.
Kit controls the tip. Metamora comes out in the half-court man. Jones guarding Kit. Du Bois to miss. Busey with the rebound. East Peoria and the man. Kit guarding Jones. Koch thought about the three now. Drives down, gets it back out to Vasquez. Du Bois guarding Busey. Layup doesn't go for Geyer. East Peoria gets down the floor. Aarons opens it up with the layup. Vasquez gets fouled. That's going to go against number 11, A.J. Evans, 6'3" senior. Yeah, this East Peoria team is absolutely long and athletic.
For sure, for sure.
Geyer drives the lane.
And an easy layup.
Finishes. Nice recognition that the lane was wide open.
And he went strong. Pretty good defense. Is that
yeah, Busey did a nice job there, just blowing up and keeping his man in front of him.
Oh,
three goes. That's for A.J. Evans. Peoria now showing a little full court man here. Ball's out of bounds to Metamora. Vasquez to Geyer, back to Vasquez for three.
Good.
In it goes. Nice. Ties things up here at 5. 5.5 to go in the first.
I like the fact that he came out and he was shooting right away, looking for his shot. I think
Du Bois from the volleyball line puts it in.
Wow,
that's a tough matchup there.
He's way out there.
Yeah, that was NBA 3, I think. Vasquez drives the baseline, gets it to Geyer. Moves it, gets it to Jones. Busey for 3.
Good.
Wow, we're shooting the ball well early in the game here, fellas. This is a bonus for us, I think, you know?
That was a hustle 3 there.
Yeah, maybe Busey's pinky should always be broken. I'm not quite sure there.
Is that a shooting hand or non-shooting hand?
Shooting hand.
It traveled, yes.
Wow. Vasquez brings it up against Evans. Busey takes it on Du Bois.
still a good shot.
Yeah, good look. Just didn't roll for him. Hit now. Coast to coast. And he'll draw the foul. That goes against Geyer. That'll be his first. Get to the line for 2 shots.
First one's up and good.
Couple of substitutions. We've got number 5, Weatherspoon comes in, and number 10, Isaac, in for East Peoria. Placing Evans and Hardy.
And Kit gets both of them, goes up 10-8.
Geyer working in the paint. Kit with the deflection. Gives East Peoria the steal. Aaron's now backs Geyer down, tries to get to the rim. Hit for 3.
And shot.
That's the guy we don't want to see him get going.
Yep.
Koch drives the lane, little contact, and
they got it.
Little bit of a late whistle, but
well, I think he blew the whistle. He just couldn't hear it.
Yeah, a little bit of a late whistle, but that's definitely the right call.
Come on, Sam. We need the free throws.
Got a pretty active student section there.
Gets the
Not
second.
sure what they were saying. Photo bomb or something? I don't know. What was that, Eli?
Ball don't lie. The Scott Kerker special.
What?
Ball don't lie.
Oh, ball don't lie. They were using Scotty's line over there.
That's my line.
Yeah.
If they take the good, I'll have to go over there and sort some stuff out with them.
Witherspoon for 3 doesn't go.
Oh, nice. Good check out by Koch.
Gets it out to Busey for 3. Doesn't go. Jones with the rebound. Gets it to Vasquez.
Good job by Metamora on the board.
Vasquez. And ball goes out of bounds to Metamora. Vasquez to Geyer, to Jones, out to Busey. Koch thought about the 3, kicks it to Vasquez. Koch to Busey for 3, doesn't go. Geyer works for the rebound, and he's going to draw the foul on Aaron. Geyer wants the shots, but I think we're just going to get it out of bounds.
That's a good job by Geyer to battle underneath.
Yeah, he's working hard in there. Jones for 3. Doesn't go. Vasquez to Busey. Layup. This won't go. Boy, there's a lid on that rim all of a sudden. Boys. Doesn't go. Koch now on the run. Puts the defenders. Gets to the rim for the layup. Nice job, Sam Koch, coast to coach. A lot of high ball screen for Du Bois here. Aaron's now looking to attack. Tries to get it to Witherspoon. Ball goes out of bounds.
So Bourne and Morrison come in for Busey and Geyer.
And Hardy and see the other player check in.
22, I think.
Yeah, 22. There we go. Nicholson check in for East Peoria. Good eye, Eli. Morrison now looking for Bourne. Goes out of bounds to East Peoria. Boyce gets into the lane, and they're going to call the block. That's going to be number 2 on, I'm sorry, that's Morrison. I thought that was, guys, not even in the game. Goodness. So Morrison's going to pick up the block, and ref said he just wasn't set. He's kind of scooted underneath him, but that's a toughest call in the game for an official right there, you know. But if he wasn't completely squared up, that's tough. And Du Bois is so shifty, you know.
Well, it looked like he was set, though, didn't it?
You know, from here, from this angle, but, you know, being down there, if Du Bois shifted to the right a little bit, you know, that's the right call. So, tough one, though. East Peoria now with the press. Gets the ball in the Koch. Over to Morrison. Down to Bourne. Out to Vasquez.
Got to get a bucket here.
Koch picks up a screen from Bourne. Morrison now. Hands off to Vasquez. In the paint. To Bourne. Bourne. A little contact. No call. Ball goes out. Saved by Vasquez.
Pretty good defense by East Peoria.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job. And Kit is going to get called here for the block. That'll be his first foul. And Redbirds to inbound. Yeah, this East Peoria defense is tough. They're long, athletic, and staying in front of the ball nicely. Bourne gets it in the high post. That's the screen for Vasquez. 1 second. The Redbirds don't get a shot off. Redbirds take a 4-point deficit into the second quarter, down 15-11.
Let's hear it from our sponsors. Welcome back to East Peoria. Metamora with that 4-point deficit going into the second quarter. It'll be Redbird ball to start the second quarter. You know, I don't think we've shot the ball exceptionally well. We've missed a couple of bunnies, and we're only down 4.
Well, and, you know, you kind of said it earlier. We've got to be really strong going to the hoop. And, you know, there's going to be a little contact. These guys are long, and, I mean, it's just absolute concentration when you're going to the rim to finish. Vasquez for 3. Just rolls out. Kit with the rebound. Three doesn't go. Aaron's with the rebound down low, and he's going to pick up a foul against Bourne. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. That'll be Bourne's first, I believe. Yep. Yeah, there's a little bit of a lid on that rim for the Redbirds right now. Everything's just kind of rolling out, just not falling for us. So.
And he gets the second, goes up 5, 16-11.
Full court man press here with the trap. Morrison for 3. A little strong. Brady Jones with the rebound on the backside. Gets it out. Koch thought about the 3 now. Takes it down the lane. Little Euro step and the layup just won't go. Oh, goodness. Hit now in the open floor. Gets it knocked away. Morrison with the recovery. Up to Koch. Koch goes for the dunks and gets fouled hard by Hardy.
I love that going at it, right at him.
Nice to see that out of Sam Koch. Just going hard to the rim. Knows he's going to take a hit and tries to finish. Boy, if he put that down, that might have been a poster. You know?
Yeah, there's an exclamation point for sure.
This one's up and good.
Koch cuts the lead down to 4.
And he gets them both.
Now to 3. Guess that's what we're going to have to score from the free throw line here, Scott. I don't. Layups aren't going for us.
We will.
Hit now on the block against Jones. Little fadeaway jumper on the baseline.
Good
Koch with
defense.
the rebound. Great job by Brady Jones.
Yeah.
Just to wall up, stay in front of him. Jones now for 3. Just won't go.
We had backside position, and it just goes to the other side.
Aaron's gets it out. That's Evans off the front. Vasquez with the rebound. Morrison down the lane, and Dubois picks it. Dubois now coast to coast, and he will draw the foul.
I think they call the flop on Du Bois.
They called a flop, yeah. They called the flop. Yeah,
Flop
they called
warning.
the flop. Flop warning.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a.
I hate to side with the East Peoria coach on there, but it seemed like pretty hard contact to call a flop warning there.
Yeah, that there was both guys going full speed and just kind of got tangled up there. Bourne now on the post. Little fadeaway jumper, draws the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. That's going to go against Isaac, 6'3" senior.
Zach, come on, buddy. You're a good free throw shooter.
Looks like Geyer's going to check in for Bourne if he makes the free throw.
Busey's coming back in.
And it rolls in, so that brings the lead down to 2 for East Peoria.
Zach Bourne and Logan Vasquez. Logan finally gets a break.
Yeah, he's played 2 complete games. First time he's been out in a while. East Peoria is setting a lot of screens in this offense. Evans. Three goes for Isaac out of the corner. Puts East Peoria back up by 5. Ducey cuts the lane. Geyer with the recovery. Goes up strong. He'll get fouled by Evans.
That's 2 on him, I believe.
Yeah. Geyer will get to the line to shoot 2. And, yeah, that'll bring Hardy up off the bench for East Peoria.
Gets the first.
And Witherspoon, Nicholson, and Hardy now coming to the lineup. They replace Du Bois, Isaacs, and Evans.
And he gets them both.
Geyer cuts the lead to 3.
Got to stay close, Randy. Just got to stay close.
Got to hang in there, absolutely. And Sam Koch with the steal. And
Oh,
throws it down with two hands. Sam Koch brings the Redbirds within one.
Throws down to Tom Hagen.
Three doesn't go. Koch with the rebound. Redbirds on the run. Busey with the reverse
And
layup. Gives Redbirds a 1-point lead here.
Their first
4:37 to go. And now the East Peoria coach takes the 30-second timeout to talk things over.
That was a nice little sequence. We fall down by 5. We're on a 6-0 run right now, but I thought Metamora came out. Defense turned into offense.
Yes, and and those are those layups we're talking about. Getting those transition buckets where there's no defense there. You know what I mean? This East Peoria team's long, athletic. I'd much rather prefer open layups and have to work against their half-court defense. You know what I mean?
Or open two-hand slams. Those are always better.
Those are nice.
Those are nice too. That's a high percentage look from a guy like Sam Koch, right? I like it. Ever since he went for that dunk earlier, he's kind of just taking things up a notch here. You know what I mean? Got the blood flowing a little bit.
I think that
Sam
student
Koch.
section kind of got under his skin there. They were saying hit the weight room and stub him out. I think they kind of got under his skin. He's letting it be.
Yeah.
They bring Du Bois back in. They go down by 1. They bring in their.
Get driving on Jones. Little fadeaway jumper. Puts East Peoria back up by 1.
Got to miss
Jones
that shot.
now. Yep. Gets it in the paint, and that's exactly you call that a mount. You got a 6'6" guy against Du Bois is 5'11".
It was a great entry pass too.
Yeah, excellent work by the Redbirds to recognize that. You're right, swing the ball around, let him get posted up and finish. You saw Kit was trying to recover. They got it to him quick enough.
That pass took him right to the basket.
Yeah, that was excellent. Hardy in the lane, and he travels, hold his pivot. Redbird ball. Nice job by the defense there, just to stay in front of him and wall up. East Peoria continues to press here. Little man press. They're looking to double when they get the chance. Geyer. Backdoor to Koch. A lot of traffic in the lane. Gets knocked away. Tough pass. That bounce pass is tough to handle down there.
Well, he kind of telegraphed it.
And got a hold here on Jones against Kit. So that'll be East Peoria to inbound underneath their own hoop. That's Jones's first.
Yep.
Got a tough assignment there. We get a handful. Like we said earlier, Kit, the Illini commit. Little fadeaway jumper. Doesn't go.
Oh, that's a great job by Metamora.
Yeah, nice job by Busey to contest the rebound, and Vasquez sneaks in. And, you got to love. And now they're going to call Vasquez for a little push-off. He must have extended the arm there. I didn't have a good angle on that. You guys see that at all?
I did.
It was a tough angle from where we are, but he must have extended. You extend past that elbow, they're going to call that offensive. That's tough.
I do think he does it more often than it actually gets called, too.
Probably
I think Vasquez
so.
is prone to doing that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Du Bois gets it to Nicholson for the finish under the hoop. And now foul here on Nicholson, who reaches in. That's the fourth foul on East Peoria, so any more fouls here in the quarter, Redbirds will be shooting 2.
That's just his first. Thought it was his second.
Yeah. Oh, backdoor to Geyer, who almost finishes the baseline, but Kit came over to help, and that shot wasn't going to go. So nice athletic move by Geyer, just couldn't finish it. Back door to Dubois. Gets the layup to go. Gives East Peoria a 3-point lead. 2 minutes to go here in the half.
Birds need a bucket.
And off to Koch, who a lot of contact there from Kitt, but no whistle. And Kitt spins for the layup. And now Coach Jane will take a timeout here. Talk things over with the Redbirds down by 5 with a little over a minute and a half to go. Yeah, we've got to get some kind of a play here and just kind of get a nice look. And we just been a little sloppy on the offense, you know.
Looked like there's a lot of contact down there.
There was some contact for sure, but you know, you said it. I mean, we're going to have to play strong and protect the ball. And you know, we've made a lot of little bounce passes in the lane, and those are tough to handle. You know, especially get a long team like this, long arms, are tipping that ball. You know, sometimes you like to go up to a guy like Jones, you know, if he's got a little bit of a height advantage, but bounce passes in the lane are tough to handle, you know? Yep.
We've only hit, what, 1, 3?
I think
Busey
I think we've hit 2. I think Vasquez hit 1 and Busey hit 1, I think.
Did Vasquez hit it? Eli, did Vasquez hit a 3?
Yeah, he hit a big one there in the first quarter.
Yeah.
See what now Vasquez gets it out to Koch, gets a screen from Geyer, and just miscommunication between Koch and Busey. Busey went for the backdoor cut. I think Koch had already released it, so tough turnover there for the Birds. Need a stop here.
Yeah.
Dubois gets to the wing, gets it out to Aaron, who backs in against Geyer. Back to Dubois in the corner, guarded by Vasquez. Gets in the paint, out to Kitt. Kitt now gets double teamed in the corner, works his way out. Hammers the dunk. And
that's their largest lead of the night.
Gives East Peoria a 7-point lead here with under a minute. Vasquez gets double teamed. Ball gets tipped by East Peoria. It'll be Redbirds to inbound. And yeah, Kitt's a guy you don't want to let him get loose. He has some hops. Vasquez kicks it over to Busey. Now to Koch. Into Jones. Finishes with the left hand. That's good basketball right there.
That's really good basketball.
You know, Jones was against Aarons there. Aarons is 6'1", so nice little matchup there for the Redbirds in the paint. Needed that bucket. East Peoria holding for 1. Kitt now up in the circle, guarded by Jones. 10 seconds. Aaron sets the screen for him. Kitt now just taking it down. The ball gets knocked away, and it'll be East Peoria to inbound with 2.7.
That's really good defense, help defense by Sam Koch and then Brady Jones.
Yeah, great job to come over. But Kitt gets that deep into the defense. You know, he can just pop up and got the nice little fadeaway jumper. And that doesn't go, so that'll get us to halftime. East Peoria up by 5, 29-24.
We'll take a timeout. We'll thank our sponsors and have the second half. Welcome back to East Peoria. Metamora took a 5-point deficit into the halftime locker room, you guys. I still think Metamora is in good shape. They're just staying close. They didn't particularly have a great first half, but that's kind of Metamora's MO these days. And they make great adjustments and come out. We talked about it right before halftime, Randy. Metamora comes out in the second half, and they throw the press on. That could catch East Peoria a little off guard.
Yeah, just gives them a different look, by not showing it in the first half. They didn't really get to see it, so now, you show that before halftime, that coach gets to work on it during the halftime. So, he create a big advantage by throwing it at them. Now they've got to figure it out in a timeout, something like that. But I'm sure they've saw us and worked against it. But, seeing it and
yeah,
a whole different thing,
Yeah, that 5-point deficit. I mean, it grew to 7? That was the highest it was right before halftime. So, I'm not worried that East Peoria kind of went on a little run there at the end of halftime, kind of getting settled in, but still win.
Yeah, we got to be a little stronger on our finishes, and we got to clean up the offense a little bit. We've had some passes that got deflected and things like that, so we just got to be a little more cautious with the ball. A couple times we didn't get shots down here, on an offensive possession. So
it'll be East Peoria ball to start the second half.
Redbirds come out, and the man Kit now working his way down the paint against Jones. Busey, some good help. Boys now. Back to Kit against Jones. Kit now with a fadeaway jumper.
That's pretty tough.
To go, and that's awful difficult to guard right there. They get that two-man game. Geyer sets a nice screen out top. Geyer gets into the paint. This won't go for him. Gets his own rebound. Jones now with the rebound. Draws the foul.
And Kit will get his second foul.
I might go against Hardy. We'll see here. That's against Kit. Good call, Scott. So that's his second.
I like Geyer's tenacious effort underneath the basket.
Vasquez to Busey for 3.
Good!
Nice. Busey was the inbounder on that, wasn't it?
Yep.
Great play design there. Kit against Jones. Works his way down the lane. Little Euro step. Finishes with the layup. Awful difficult to stop that. He's got to have help there, somebody scraping. Vasquez gets to Geyer. Now to Busey. Back to Geyer. East Peoria switching. Now Geyer's got the boys on him. Now they reverse it to Vasquez. Thought about the 3. Busey for 3. Doesn't go. Kit now with the rebound. Displaces Geyer, and Geyer now tried to run him down from behind, and there's Kit. Won't go, and now Aaron gets the rebound. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Koch with his first foul.
Climbs in.
Yeah, in the half court, Quentin Kit is a ton.
8-point lead. That's their largest of the game.
Yeah. Jones gets it to Busey. Over to Koch. Back to Jones. To Geyer. Gets the screen from Jones. Geyer against Kit. Gets it out to Jones. Out of Vasquez. Vasquez drives baseline. Gets it out to Busey. Busey drives down the lane. And a very athletic finish. Nice play. Du Bois for 3. Geyer with the rebound. Gets it out to Vasquez. Back to Busey. Koch for three.
Good.
Wow.
Back to a 3-point lead right now. That was a good deep offense for Metamora.
That was, Sam Koch just got the ball, didn't hesitate. Practiced that shot 1,000 times. And Brady Jones knocks it away from Kit, and it'll be East Peoria to inbound. But the boys guarded by Vasquez. Picks up a screen from Kit. Into the corner. That's Evans. Hits the three. Brings the East Peoria lead up to 6. Geyer against Hardy. Gets it to Busey. Over to Vasquez. Back to Koch. Takes the three. Puts it down to Busey. And now Evans with the steal. Evans doesn't finish the layup. Jones with the rebound. Gets it up to Koch.
That's a good job by Metamora.
And Vasquez gets called for the travel. The Redbirds just have to get in sync. That last offensive possession, we were cutting a little harder, moving a little faster. There's Du Bois, gets to the rim, finishes the layup. East Peoria up by 8. Redbirds need a bucket here. Ball goes to Jones, to Vasquez, over to Busey, now to Koch. Back to Jones. Vasquez for three. Just rims out. Busey now recovers it. Little fake.
Good foul.
Won't go, and ball's loose. East Peoria is out of bounds. So Metamora will get it underneath their own hoop, but boy, there's a lid on that rim, Scott.
They crashed the boards pretty hard, though. Metamora guards can really rebound.
Yeah, they've been very active on the boards. Geyer's in there battling. If Busey gets it taken by Du Bois. Du Bois gets the layup. And now East Peoria's got a 10-point lead here. 2:45 to go in the third quarter. And Evans now gets the steal. Finishes with the Euro step. And now Coach Jane will take a full timeout, talk things over, just get some things set up. And a lot of little things are adding up here for the Redbirds. East Peoria playing extremely well. They say on an offensive rebound, that's really the best time for a three-point opportunity. You know what I mean? And we're kind of getting it. We're looking to finish in there. And they got long arms, big, athletic, strong. And we've really got to look to kick that ball out to the wing off the offensive board, get some open three-point looks. We're doing a nice job on the rebounds. But, just the little steals, the little pokeaways, things like that are getting to us, Scott.
For sure. And Metamora just has to settle down. We're down 12. We need to make a nice comeback here. And, the thing of it is there's a lot of basketball left to be played.
Oh, a ton of basketball. And I got to believe we've got to put the press on here at some point and just try to turn this game up. You got to have more possessions. You're down by 12.
But don't they have good guards? And
they do, but you still got to try it. You know what I mean? You've got to try something to turn, get more possessions out of this thing. You got to score. Now we've got to score, another 5 or 6 times, right? Than them to win this game. So. And that's going to be called against Evans. It's called for the block.
That 3 on him?
And, that is his third foul. So he'll exit the game. Got 22. Nicholson came in to replace him. Busey gets the inbound. Ball goes down to Geyer, and it's off Geyer, out of bounds, and there's just another sloppy pass. You know, we've got to clean up. Got to clean up the passing. Bourne and Morrison get off the bench for Metamora.
Do you think the press comes on now?
Yeah, maybe he waits up. And that's number 22, Nicholson, with the three for East Peoria. And East Peoria has a 15-point lead here. Geyer drives against Hardy. And he'll go to the line to shoot two.
We've only scored 3 points this quarter. You got to get your free throws.
Yeah, free throws are going to be an important piece of the puzzle here for the Redbirds.
Yeah, those 3 points were that early three there by Busey on the wing. Other than that, it's been pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Geyer hits the second, takes it down to 14 here with 1:48 in the third.
Bourne comes in for Geyer.
Redbirds got to play defense and rebound. Du Bois now for three. There it goes. You know, they set a double
He's
screen
out.
for him out there, and maybe he was one hair inside the volleyball line. East Peoria here. They're looking to trap when they have the opportunity, and they're doing a nice job with the help side. Jones now takes it on Kit. Kicks it back out. Morrison for three. Off the front, doesn't go. Gets tipped up. Koch ends up with it. Spins in the lane. He'll get fouled on the floor. So Redbirds to inbound. And, you know, Brady Jones is just out there. Well, I guess they stepped out a little bit, but, you know, if he's right there, that's a nice three-point look for him. Ball goes into Jones, gets doubled. Now he'll pick up the foul. That goes against Du Bois.
That'll be, I believe that puts us in the bonus.
So Jones goes to the line to shoot two. And, yeah, these free throws are becoming more and more important by the second.
Because we're going to make a run.
Off the front, Zach Bourne battles for it. Gets the rebound, throws it off East Peoria. It'll be Metamora to inbound. What a hustle by Zach Bourne.
Yeah. Come on, Brady. We need those points.
Vasquez has it. It's a screen from Morrison. Hands off to Jones. Back to Vasquez. Gets a screen. Hands off to Koch for three. Gets fouled.
And he gets fouled. That's a big break there.
Go to the line to shoot three. And that goes against Isaac. Is that Isaac's third?
Yeah, I believe so. There's one. Second.
And Hardy now checks into the lineup, replacing Isaac for East Peoria.
Climbs in. We needed that.
We did. Cuts the lead down to 14 here with 30 seconds to go in the third. Yeah, with you boys, I mean, you got to guard them out here by the volleyball line. And Vasquez is going to pick one up on the reach. So East Peoria to inbound. That's Vasquez's second foul.
So he's fine.
Yeah, he's in good shape. Boys gets it. East Peoria going to hold for one here. Got to believe they're probably going to little two-man game here with Kit and Du Bois. Kit sets the screen on Vasquez. Du Bois gets to the lane and gets fouled, and now the official calls a technical on Metamora.
Not sure why.
Yeah, not sure what was said or whatnot, but so foul goes on Morrison, and now Du Bois goes to the line here to shoot the technicals.
I think it started with Coach Dame wanted the 5-second call to start out here, but it wasn't close enough. Then he thought it was an illegal screen, and it kind of just amounted from there.
Yeah, it's a little frustration. This quarter just has not gone the way we want it to go here. Du Bois makes them both. And now East Peoria to inbound. 6.4 seconds on the clock. Kit gets the ball against Jones, and Bourne helps out. And now they're going to call the foul on Bourne. So Kit goes to the line to shoot the double bonus penalty here.
Did that look like a foul?
You know, it's tough. I mean, he went in, he reached in. You know, he definitely had ball. He may have got some arm. I don't know. But I like the fact that he helped. You know what I mean? You know, when Kit gets the ball out there, so the only chance we've got to send some help to slow him down, you know? So 3.5.
18-point lead.
And Redbirds down by 18. Ball goes to Morrison at half court. Morrison puts it up. And that'll bring us to the end of the third. Redbirds down 54-36.
Well, as we head into the fourth quarter, Redbirds trail by 18, Randy.
Well, what I know about this Redbird program and this Redbird team is we're not going to give up.
No.
So I got to believe we're going to go at them here and, you know, get that press going and just see how it goes, right? Warren gets it against Hardy, hands it off to Koch. Looking for the three. Aaron's made a nice job on the screen there. Vasquez out to Jones, to Koch for three.
Good.
And it goes, and here we go, Scotty. All right, Redbirds is showing a little token pressure here, but no press. Boys and Kit in the two-man game. Aaron's now drives the lane. And that goes. That's Nicholson. The backdoor layup. Fury does a nice job with their interior passing. Morrison gets in the lane, gets it to Bourne. Bourne, little fadeaway, just bounces in. Nice to see those start falling for us. Lead is down to 15. Du Bois for three. Doesn't go, and
That's
Morrison
over the back. Yep, that's
draws
over the back.
the foul, and the foul goes against Du Bois. and that's his second. Now Witherspoon checks into the lineup for East Peoria. He replaces Nicholson.
Oh, Sam.
Koch thought about the three. Gets it out to Jones for three.
Good.
And it's good. Lead down to 12. Hit now, sets the screen for Aaron. Aaron's guarded by Bourne, and Bourne does a nice job, gets him to pick it up. Hardy now gets it over to Aaron. Causes a switch. Aaron's now puts the three up, doesn't go. Bourne's with the rebound. It's knocked out of bounds. Metamora ball.
I'll bring Briggs Busey up off the Redbird bench, and he'll come in for, is that Morrison? Yeah.
Yep. The Redbirds have a chance here to cut it under double digits with a three. Ducey hands off to Koch. Over to Jones. Back to Koch. To Jones for three. Doesn't go. Bourne fights for the rebound. Gets blocked. Ball's loose. Jones picks it up. Layup won't go. And Hardy with the rebound. Oh, goodness. Nice possession by the Birds. Ball just would not go in. I think there's a lid on that rim, Scott. Kit works his way in the lane. Fadeaway jumper. And it goes. That's tough. Boy, he gets within 12 feet of the rim, and that fadeaway jumper is deadly. Leads back up to 14. Bourne wheels on Hardy and draws the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot two. Foul goes against Hardy. That's his third.
Oh.
The ball just will not go down over here.
We've missed a lot of free throws.
We have missed free throws tonight. You're absolutely right.
Got that one.
Bourne cuts the lead to 13. Du Bois gets in the paint. A little floater goes. Little runner. That's tough. You get Du Bois. He turns that corner. He's going downhill. He is a skilled dude. Ducey gets in the paint, gets fouled. Go to the line to shoot two. Foul goes against Hardy. That's his fourth.
First one's up and good. You got to score when the clock is stopped.
Absolutely. Isaacs checks into the lineup, and he replaces Hardy for East Peoria.
And he gets them both.
Lead down to 13 with a little over 4 to go here. Double screen high for Du Bois. Kit now against Jones. It's down in the paint. Reverse layup won't go. And Bourne slaps the ball away, and he gets called for the foul. So it will be East Peoria to inbound underneath their own hoop. Nice defense by Jones down there to wall up. Kit gets the ball, free throw line. Brings it out. Drives down the lane, spins, and draws the foul on Jones. So Kit will go to the line to shoot 2.
First one's up and no good.
Geyer now checks into the lineup. He replaces Bourne.
And he gets the second. And East Peoria will take a timeout. Kind of an odd timeout, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're East Peoria, you just slow things down here. You know, you don't need to take a shot, right? You just work the clock. Let us foul you. Make your free throws, right? You know, you don't let us back in the game if you're East Peoria.
Right.
But we've got to do something here to speed this thing up. Again, we need more possessions, right?
Right, for sure. We need to disturb them a little bit from what they do.
Yes.
I think you deny the inbound pass to Du Bois and then you press.
Yeah, you got to try. You know, once he gets it in his hand, he's so capable. Kit's so capable. But again, you know, time is the only thing. You got to make sure you're making the most out of every second here. You know. So we'll see what Coach Dame has cooked up here. It's now or never, Scott. You got to start the run right now. Peoria's going to put on full court pressure here again. Just slow us down. Take more time off the clock, right? Vasquez gets it over to Jones. Now to Koch. To Geyer. Back to Koch. Hands it off to Jones at the circle. Now to Vasquez. Kicks it over to Busey. And he's going to pick up a foul on Du Bois. And that's the 4th team foul on East Peoria, so we're shooting 2. That was the 3rd foul on Du Bois. Ball goes into Busey, and he's going to get called for pushing off. So East Peoria, the inbound, and now Metamora comes out here. Showing some pressure. Peoria, it's trapped, but Du Bois just spins out of it. Double screen for Du Bois. Hands it off. Again, another screen. Up high here. And East Peoria, I mean, they're really not, well, there goes Du Bois. Gets it to Aaron, and he'll pick up the foul. Aarons will go to the line to shoot 2.
That looked like a clean block.
Tough to tell from up here, but he must have contacted his arm. Ball goes against Koch. That's his 2nd.
They just haven't missed their free throws.
Yeah, we got to have some urgency here. You know, we can't just sit back in a half court. They're really dictating the tempo. They really have this whole game, you know. Busey drives the lane and picks up the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Foul goes against Isaacs. That's his 4th.
First one's up and good.
Well, Scott, we need some magic here.
Sure.
Last 2.5.
Yep, second one's up and good.
The boys gets it against Vasquez here. Have a little full court man. Vasquez taps it out of bounds. East Peoria to inbound. .222 on the clock. Redbirds down 14. Kit, the screen for Du Bois. Bois now. Vasquez is going to get called for the foul, and now Vasquez is asking the ref for a 5-second call, and the ref is having a little conversation with him. A little frustration there from Vasquez, and rightly so. You know,
It looked like he was guarding him pretty tight.
Yeah, I mean, he's been right up on him, and so. Boyce makes them both, puts the lead back up to 16. Vasquez for 3, doesn't go. Geyer battles for the rebound, and it goes out of bounds to
Metamora.
Kind of a beneficial call there. Jones to Geyer. To Koch. Back to Geyer for 3.
Good.
Minute 30 to go. Leads down to 13. Hit sets a high screen for Du Bois. Ends it off to Aaron. Now he's getting a screen from Hardy. Koch now comes over to help. Aarons gets in the paint. Layup is good. Minute to go here. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. Redbirds to inbound. Vasquez gets it. High off the glass for the layup. And now Vasquez is going to get called for the reach. That'll bring Du Bois to the line to shoot 2. Well, Scott, it's a tough one.
Oh, for
we
sure.
Just never got into our rhythm.
No.
You know, we just.
And you got to give East Peoria some credit. They played some really tough defense.
They played well, you know, and you knew East Peoria was going to come into this game awful hungry, awful disciplined. You know, they just dropped 2 to 2 really, really good teams.
Teams that we beat.
Yeah. So, you know, they had a nice crowd here tonight. But, yeah, we just never got into our rhythm. And, you know, Geyer for 3. Aarons with the rebound. Yeah, East Peoria, they executed better tonight, and they were the better team tonight, you know.
We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll talk with the head coach of the Redbirds, which I think you're right. I think they just played a little bit better game tonight. And, you know, they were playing because they played a little, like you said, a little bit with a chip on their shoulder because of those previous 2 losses.
Yeah, they were absolutely locked in. So hats off to East Peoria to come away with the victory, 69-54 here in East Peoria. We'll be back with an interview with Coach Dane.
Welcome back to East Peoria. We're here with head coach Justin Dane. Coach, and it just didn't seem like you were able to kind of get into a good rhythm. I got to give some credit to East Peoria, but I thought your kids at times played some pretty good basketball, but then at times they kind of, they struggled a little bit.
Yeah, we're kind of up and down a little bit like we talked before the game. You got to give East Peoria credit. That was the best game they played all year. Yeah, you knew they're capable of it, but they haven't been playing like that lately. They haven't been making as many tough shots as they did tonight. They made some really tough shots. Got to give them credit for that, and we did not. We missed too many layups. We missed too many free throws, and obviously that hurt us. We didn't get enough points.
Coach, were you happy with kind of the pace of the game, the tempo? Is that where you wanted to be, or what?
Yeah, we want to slow it down a little bit tonight. Just didn't want to try to get into a run and gun fest with these guys. They're a pretty high-powered offensive group, but we were good for the first half, and then kind of fell apart a little bit in the third quarter.
Yeah, I thought in the third quarter they kind of had a little bit of a run, and after that you played pretty even with them, but they took advantage. They were in their home court. They were coming off 2 big losses. They were hungry tonight. And
yeah, they were.
It kind of showed.
Yeah, they were. They played like a team who just lost 2 in a row, one being a conference game, so obviously they couldn't afford to lose another one and have their second conference home loss back-to-back. So, you got to give them credit. Veteran team. 2 of those guys have been starting varsity for 3 years now, and they came out and they did what they needed to do.
Sometimes it feels like we get the best effort of some of our competition. I thought sometimes there's a little target on our back a little bit.
Yep. We talk about that every day. And it's going to happen tomorrow when we go play Mahomet Seymour. They're going to want to beat us as bad as everybody else does because all these kids have grown up. The kids that are seniors, they were freshmen when we won state. Kids that are juniors, they were in 8th grade. So these guys have been watching what Metamora's been doing over the last 4 or 5 years, and everybody, it's kind of a wake-up call when you play us. Everybody's going to go to bed early. Everybody's going to have a really good shoot-around. They're going to scout us a little bit more than some of the other games that they play on their schedule. So, that comes with the territory of being a good team. We want that responsibility. As we get better, as we get older, we'll respond to that too.
The good thing is you get to turn right around tomorrow and play another game.
Yep, exactly. That's what we talked about in the locker room. Got to kind of get over this game. Don't let it hang around and affect us tomorrow. We got to be at the gym at 8 a.m. Got a little bus ride over to St. Joseph and play Mahomet Seymour.
Well, Coach, good luck tomorrow. Good. It was pretty solid effort tonight. I want to thank Randy Bagol, my partner. I want to thank Jonathan Jonathan on the sideline report. I want to thank Mike Kerker, the other cameraman, and I want to thank Eli Young, the producer up there. That'll do it for East Peoria. Redbirds drop a tough one. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon in St. Joe Ogden against Mahomet Seymour.